Hello friends and welcome to my YouTube channel Simply Stocks, and today I'm going to talk about Symphony Limited. Will it move or not, or will it remain in a range forever? So let's understand that. Let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation, and people taking any position into any share that I talk about should do that with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. Before I talk about Symphony Limited, here's a small request that kindly support me on Patreon, and once you do that, it will help me grow the channel. It will help you also ask me questions on a daily basis. Once you get the $10 membership, you'll have access to my portfolio, my watch list, which is a set of 70 stocks in which buying and selling strategy is being mentioned, plus a number of podcasts on markets, on stocks, and analysis on sectors as well. For detailed company analysis or number of stocks that you are holding, kindly email me directly. These are the first quarter numbers for FY21 for Symphony. The sales went down by nearly 50%, and the profit of 33 crores have shrunk to 2 crores. And June quarter is virtually a very important quarter for AC, or you can say cooler manufacturer like Symphony. Uh, I would like to say that that has got absolutely damaged, but the numbers, I'm sorry, but the numbers itself have been extremely weak on the sales front and profitability front and operationally. But there is high promoter and institutional holding with only 5% free float. Return on equity is pretty strong at 28%, but it is declining. Again, operating profit margin of 24% is also declining from 3-4 years back. If you look at the performance, then stock has been a drag for the past 3 years. So it made a high in the 2000s or 2300, 2700, something like that, in 2017. But since then, it has been relentlessly falling. In the past 3 years or so have been extremely difficult. It has fallen 50% during February and March, and one of the very few shares which have not recovered. There have been a number of AC manufacturers who have recovered as a stock, some of them at new 52-week high, but Symphony has not recovered that much. In fact, not recovered at all, in my opinion, just about 8-10% recovery from those lows. Numbers have remained subdued for many quarters, at least for the last 6-7 quarters. For the last 2 years, the numbers have been extremely abysmal. Demand may be shifting to higher end products like AC, etc., and that is one of the reasons of why I would believe that sales of such products are reducing, and Symphony would need to innovate in order to survive. It still trades at around 40 times earning, which seems extremely expensive considering that future earnings of such companies are under, you can say, scrutiny with respect to the kind of business Symphony does. What has been the reasons for this downturn? AC more in demand, that is clearly visible that more and more people can now afford AC. There are many AC manufacturing brands that provide, say, 1.5 ton AC at reasonable prices compared to the premium AC brands. So, what it seems like is that people are having enough, you can say, funds in order to shift from a product like a cooler to AC. A higher disposable income leading to higher aspirations and more ACs. Now, you need to understand that job losses that are taking place is there for sure, but products like ACs, cars, etc., has become necessary and a necessity in many parts of India because of the kind of temperature that zooms, and because of expansion of offices, expansion of businesses here in India to far off places. So people need car for traveling, people need ACs, not as luxury but for comfort. It is a necessity. So things have moved on, and people whenever there is reasonable income coming into the family, the first things that people would like to have in their homes are having a car and an AC. So this has become a necessity rather than a luxury, and cooler has become a thing of the past because of other reasons as well, because of having a chances of having mosquitoes in them when there is water left, and then there is a spread of dengue fever that is taking place in parts of North India during October, November. So all these things taken into consideration, people avoid such products, and if they have the money, if they have the funds, they go for air conditioners. Plus they are having Symphony is having a lot of competition from local brands. So there are brands which are, you can say, not brands at all, but they are unlisted players. They are companies which are very local in nature. I won't say they are not in the economy, but they are extremely local in nature, and people go for those coolers. People go for second hand coolers in order to air coolers in order to save more money. So those who afford a cooler would like to buy the cheapest one of them, and they would probably change it after a year, 2 years, rather than buying the expensive coolers. Compared to buying an expensive cooler, they would go ahead and buy an AC. So that's how the shift is taking place. uh, the March onwards, due to shutdown, peak season has got washed out. Even the September quarter doesn't look that great. So, and the next two quarters being of winter will remain subdued. So that's why the stock has been sold into. There is no visibility that next season would be magnificent, and there is a visibility for AC manufacturers that next season could be big for them, and that's why buying in that segment. So prospects of people shifting more to other products is extremely high here, and that's why investors, large investors, are trying to stay away from such stocks. So my call on the stock is very simple. Avoid as a fresh buy. If you have it, then hold it, because it has already beaten black and blue. It's not that it's at 1500 or 1800. It has been below 1000 for many months. And any positive news, any news that is at least better than what the street expects, and street is very much uh, expecting depressed numbers from the company, then any positive news would take the stock higher and could go to 1080, 1100 for you to exit, rather than exiting right now. But if you don't have it, then kindly do not buy into such stock. You can get into other stocks as well. There are 3000, 4000 other companies that one can look at, rather than looking at something like a Symphony. Wait for numbers to kick in. Even if numbers kick in and the stock is at 1200, 1250, and it looks like that the numbers are sustainable, we can buy at that point of time, rather than buying at 850, 900, and then just waiting for the numbers to come in, which may not come. So there are better stocks available, and if you're having it, have less than 5% of your total exposure in such stocks. So this was my video on Symphony. Please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get my videos straight away when I post it. And kindly support me on Patreon. Thank you.